Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scribes and Men. Welcome back to Volume 48. Soon we'll be at the big one, and they're going to be all squished together for a masterstroke, as they all have been before. But until then, let's get us through Volume 48 with I, the Mad Poet. I picked myself up to try again, despite feeling all the pain. And though I fall and follow through, for what else? Hold on here, minute, second. Yeah, that's right. I know the weaknesses that lie with me of leaving time to go and see of all the things I long to do while not doing what I should do. A auto-da-fe, except I'm not an auto-da-fe. Distractions come and distractions go. All too well. That should be two O's. All too well as I should know, as focus comes in its small waves, like a game that has its saves. They traded honesty. They traded honesty's way for. Steve's. No, it should be honesty's. Yes? Yes. They traded honesty's way for lies. For that's how they thought they could be wise, as people found it all was fake, and departed elsewhere for their attention to take. What meaning is there if I don't take care of myself the way others won't dare to slim down and be healthy and fit, so the costumes I want will finally sit? Now born of my mind in its total self-made care that carries the ego up high in pride. Patience is a virtue I'm still learning, as the pages of time continue turning, while parts of myself continue to scream of slow decay of all that I dream. Worries of my mind and its paralyzing thoughts, now caught in a daze. I hate the self that God loves, like a leopard wearing a mask and some gloves. Yet this is not the way things should be when I know His love for me. Credit given where credit's due. It's truly God who brings me through. All the times that life made me cry, He's the one who brought me by. Paint my face and see it shine, bring it about a most creative design, from a sparkling goth to a flamboyant moth, brought together by a brush and cloth. Is it the first step you fear, the hardest of struggles to clear, like facing down the barrel of a gun until you learn to embrace it in fun? Is the grass always greener on the other side, or is that simply the perception we've held inside, where envy begins to grow, to stir and grow, that targets insecurities we don't even know? All the power in the hands of those who use it before many eventually learn how to abuse it. So, what can we say and what can we do? But to realize that together we have power too. They speak with their words, but there is no action, no matter the side or political faction, who claim revolutions were started for less. Yet the words of a few they became easy to suppress. Where is the courage of the fellow you claim to be? Where is the action of the bold for all to see? You who wear your pride on your shoulder, one would think you'd be a little bolder. One step forward and three behind, in an act of progress I try to find, that keeps slipping through my hand despite all the skills I use on demand. If only my words were as elegant in a radical place, with the sweet melancholic serenades one may face. Yet here I am doing the best that I can, while struggling to learn how to be my own fan. I have no wings that allow me to fly as I stare at the stars in the sky. At the sky. And as I stare, I can't help but frown while wondering on how to pull them all down. All this time, I could have had it all. I made the ground my home after the fall, before finally picking myself up, covered in scars, while wearily following the path of the stars. Bring me down the road where dreams roam, where horses fly and fairies call their home, covered in the shroud of sky's twilight, in the narrow in-between of day and night. Teach me the lessons crows teach their young, teach me the lessons the day has always sung. Let me see the cities where all mermaids go, down under the ocean by the current's flow. Show me the magic that others have lost, away from the gloom of the city's cost. Let me feel the colors of where the yokai reside, and spark once again with that wonder inside. When the time has come for me to die, bury me with where all ravens come to cry, and let not the banshee come in to weep. Let her instead find her instead a home to stay and sleep. Yeah, that was a nice one. Have you witnessed your moments of insanity when you've lost that sense of humanity, full of the normal way away from the strange and weird, like something broke inside that you once feared? Have you ever gone and smiled at the imagination of a child who sees the world who see the world how we no longer can? So let us be their adult fan. Everything eventually begins to break and decay as the world faces one final fading day. Yet there is a thought of which I am fond that considers what lies after death in the great beyond. Shall I be a witness across liminal spaces, watching between all the mundane places, all while longing to be somewhere more, to find that portal beyond that door? Does the might of the waterfall consider the city? Does it look upon all who come in pity, away from the humdrum of a joyless place, away always offering an eternal serene space? Do you enjoy the stress of cities that never sleep, when anxiety constantly crawls into your mind so deep, all while you continue on like a mindless drone, while always worshipping the sign of a neon stone? I have no issue where many people sleep and gather, yet for myself there are other places that matter, of whether I'd rather go to be at peace before all eventually comes to increase. Some build castles in the sand, while I build cathedrals in the sky, each created by creative hands for others to find as they pass on by. Is the innocence we've lost in a better place to be, where we cannot find or ever go see, except in the eyes of a small child who came to us as they smiled? Life flows on, leaving only echoes behind, all lost to time with very little to find, and all that stands at the gates of fate are those who stand among the great. Will the future look at us as we look at the past, from each 1,000 years from now to the last? Or shall we continue to loop from advanced to primitive among the minds of the inquisitive? Need more water. The search for our peace through life's busy, sleepless days, always out of grasp. We gave ourselves in worry to the men who were in a hurry, swindled by a silver tongue, like inhaling poison in our lung. A world so large and so small that brings connections between one and all, while at the same time to never be seen again, like moments under the fickle again. A world so large and so small that brings connections between one and all, while at the same time to never be seen again, never be seen again, like the moment under the fickle rain. Friends once, then no more, like a wisp of a small wind that lingers softly, that remains for a moment, leaving memories behind as each goes on their own path. What I offer for free, perhaps none will see, yet the work will still always be. When one is eventually found, others wonder why no one noticed them around. You can build the greatest structure for all to see, but what does it matter if they're all blind? Would you then drop to beg and plead for someone who can see to finally find? All the hope held by a single twine, while claiming that we're merely fine, as we hang on while hoping it won't break, so that the abyss below will never take. A moment through the ages, caught in time. We rode away on a railway train to get away from our past pain, while watching the scenery move on by as we thought the dreams that dwell in the sky. All the things we could have known. All the things we could have. That should be technically known. All the things we could have known, slipping away like grains of sand, leaving nothing behind to be shown. And now we have no place to stand. A close of the eyelids, and I'm gone into the dreams of a future dawn, only to open and see myself still here as I continue to persevere. Should the world hear of me while out at sea, let them alone and leave them be. Let another age slip out of their hand, should they not have the knowledge to understand. Dreams come in like a siren song, guiding us where we feel we belong, all while our bodies desire rest, constantly sending out its request. I long to go along with the waves of sleep, to be guided into the dream so deep, and wake vividly, remember it all. Oh, for such wistful thing to befall. We held the answers we could not see in our hand. It only mattered if we opened it when it was planned, not knowing what will come when we let go. With the silence our glory will come to show. The falling of the night, under the sound of crickets when summer began. I press the keys I don't mean to touch, and let the ink spill, though it wasn't much, as my body begins to gently sway, giving signs it's time to sleep today. For myself, the mess is mine, seeking the answer from the divine, for the love of God to shine on through, and to guide me in all he wants me to do. Moments of beauty held in liminal spaces, why are they so hard to find? It is in stillness away from those who hurry, when such beauty is then seen. There is a sense of obsession none will understand, that you hold like a fire within your hand, lighting paths between shadows and dark places as you reveal all the words among hidden faces. There are no greater enemies than me and my own, the flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. The man I see in the mirror staring on back, revealing all I've done and all that I lack. If madness comes, then it I shall embrace, where colors shine among the shades of gray, no longer caged where the mundane may trace. If madness come, then it I shall embrace, where the laughter of hues come find their place, now no longer where the dead come to stay. If madness comes, then it I shall embrace, where colors shine among the shades of gray. Twisted days among twisted knives stuck inside, and warped realities where the sane claim to hide, and how strange for an age to come and be, that the age of the next one will come to see. All the thoughts we carved onto a digital rock, when there's no one around to hear us talk, while hypnotized to images that flood our mind before the rage and insanity of some coming kind. We listened to the sound of the waves across the shore while wondering what it was all for, in our walks under the sun and moonlit nights, as we took in all of nature's sights. What is my relationship with time that I should fail to keep all that I promised I would get done? Unto myself with great vigor to do without fail, only to face a new dawn with all that had been left undone. You who claim you did nothing wrong by your choice, do you worship the sound of your own voice? Do you never listen to what others have to say while believing yours was truly the right way? Please do not call or even write. Let us fade into obscurity from your sight. The help has been done that we gave, but it's not your soul we are meant to save. I made friends with the woods among the forest trees, while under their shade enjoying the breeze, listening to the lessons they all would impart, to learn when to stand and when to depart. A sad truth when the truth rolls away, hidden by the lies many speak and say, until those lies are believed to be true, and now many are confused without a clue. Wounds so fresh you could see them bleed from those who would seek to make you plead, just so that there was something they could feel, while their own life they would refuse to reveal. We heard the sound of ghosts creeping into our home with the tales they bring to cover in white to read. Skeletons in my closet, God continues to brush away as I lament to him day by day, all while I struggle to hear his voice by the actions I make through my own choice. Desire for time and my gathered frustration of all I could write. How did this all come to be? My inability to bring proper friends next to me, finding myself once again on my own, while in their presence I would feel alone. They watch from the edge of time and space, each version of ourselves held in place, as the echoes of a path never taken, waiting for the moment we finally awaken. If I could be among the muses and the fates, to be taken back to the moments of the greats, to witness their skills on display firsthand, and to fully learn how to wield my pen in hand. Pen in hand. Is it perfection and yet order that I must obtain to finally have the love I wish to gain? Yet if that is the case, how can it be? It has never been that way for anyone I see. Baby fever, or so I've been told, to have one to hug and hold, while caught with a silly smile on her face that seems to be frozen in place. Rage held by the sound of the cry, caused by a divide where none asked why, all so they could get everyone to fight, so they could control every one they see in sight. Panic in the moment before the laughter, when looking back at everything after, wondering why you're worried so, at all the things you now have to show. So what if we're the crooked kind, never so merry a bunch you'll ever find? For what is life among the plain and normal, and what is fun among the stiff and formal? On step into another and another still, as you keep going through sheer will, covered by an obsessive desire that once was lit by a raging fire. Echoes now approaching ever so loudly, each standing ever so proudly, eventually flickering as they now fade, embraced by our softness made. Dancing with a gypsy queen, what future was given that she had seen, while staring at the crystals of your eyes? Was it bright or stormy skies? Seems so shortly they have forgot of all the wars they went and fought, of it for an ease of life that comes with peace, only for only for people to never want the struggles to cease. Need more water. All the speed in which I need so as to not plead for time to be freed as I write everything I might, so I don't fight the problems in sight that only I can see of what comes for me that I can't let be while I continue on through each dawn like it was a pawn that I wish gone, for my desire lit by a fire that burned like a pyre within a page throughout the age, now part of the stage. So many things, and so shall it be, in order to learn and be free from systems that seek to take hold and manipulate with all the lies told. Why gain the attention of those who gatekeep? That is not the only way to sow and reap, and all that you do with your hand, for there are many other stages on which to stand. To the future across distant skies that look and see with 1,000 eyes, what is it that amuses you so, that makes you ask, how did he know? A smile held on the lips of the wise, held under the foolish disguise, all so that fools could not see the truth that came to be. It was too peaceful, so you made enemies to fight, caught in ideologies of hate that entered your sight, believing this was how all should now be, to go back into a cage while thinking you were free. If only we had gone and learned before we went and turned into bundles of rage and hate, only to be confused with our fate, not without fate, with our fate. I'll save that. Dust in a place of a squatter's home, never to be seen anytime they roam. All for the need of a secret to keep. At least they have no place to sleep. Is it lest or is it least? That's something I should figure out. Sugar, spice, and something nice. No need to ask once or twice when I can go and sip something so delightful on my lip. When you were in trouble, I was a friend, until time came for the moment to end. Now each in our journey and paths we go, living a life the other will no longer know. The volatile spring in emotional tempests, in April showers. We heard the whispers of the dead, written in the pages of all they said, unable to come and explain what they would have seen as plain. How many years before all things fade and everything becomes forgotten of what we made, while nature comes and takes its toll, when everyone begins again with a new goal. What hubris is that of we? We don't believe what we can't see, like the advancement of the past when we're living in the history of the last. Will the English language dominate the future too, or will another take over as it comes on through? And now look at you, have to translate. What? Hold on. Will the English language dominate the future too, or will another take over as it comes on through? Now look at you having to translate what is said in order to hear the voices of those long dead. Even if all this should fade, God will remember what I made. As the number one fan from the start will continuing to work on my heart. Though I should die, would I stop? Well, when in heaven, above high on top. Past the universes we can see, in the holy places where I'll be. In this too all shall pass, despite what I may amass. The earth must fade away, also a new one can make way. It is myself of who I must make peace, in order for all this stress to cease, so that I may to myself be kind, and finally stand properly aligned. Life is full of lessons it comes to teach. Eventually somehow, that should be one word, right? I guess it's not. No, it is, haha. Life is full of lessons it comes to teach. Eventually somehow they all will reach. Whether through being open or through pain, there will be something we will gain. Do we always stand where we ought to be, following orders, thinking we're free, like a good little sheep that listens to what's said, unable to tell the voice of the master's hand? With that being said, we have got one more to go through before the big one, and then the big one is going to be the dooziest of doozies. I'm probably going to need like an energy drink or 2 energy drinks to get through that one. Oh, lordy. But until then, I'll see you guys for 49.